So I see you liked my cat. Here's more. Sprut, say hi. Okay, I really don't like those long entrances, so let's talk about how we can edit our picture from this to this, or from this to this, or maybe from this to this. Well, believe it or not, it's really easy. Well, I guess not as easy as having a nice and steady light source, as the sun. Okay, today I'm not gonna use Photoshop or Lightroom. No! I'm gonna be using Aperty. This app has basically the same developer as the Luminar, but it's Aperty. Okay, I don't want to waste your time any longer. Let's jump onto my PC and see what we can do. Because you know, real magic happens there. I mean, here. Come here. Alright, here we are. Aperty is ready, we are ready, and to start we just need to drag and drop our first picture. And today I want to show you 3 examples. One example of editing a close-up portrait, and 2 more examples with a distance shot to talk more about the color grading. So let's start with the portrait picture. As for the portraits, I don't spend much time in the basic corrections. Just lower the highlights and raise the shadows a bit. And I do make some color toning at this point, even though it's a portrait. I still love to work with colors, but I will explain the whole color grading work on the next picture. Because here the most interesting part is retouch and reshape. And the retouch section is a lifesaver. Because here you can do everything you need to have a really high-end portrait. And here it's very simple. And at first you can easily clean the skin with the skin blemish tool, which does not blur the skin texture much. And you can also use the freckles removal tool, but we don't have any freckles here on this picture. And what is really great here is you can balance the face skin color, which sometimes is possible to do only through the masking, but here it is absolutely automatic, which is nice. And I do love to make the faces a bit brighten, and again, normally I need to do that only by masking, but here you have a special tool for this, which is a bit crazy. I was not ready for it, but we have it, so let's use it. And the dark circles tool is a must, even though here it's not that much of a problem. Now, one more interesting tool I use for editing portraits is the makeup tool. Long story short, here you can add a lot of contrast on the face of your model, which again used to be something really complicated, but here can be done just in seconds. Just add some shadows and highlights in the right areas and you will have a wonderful result. And after that we go to the reshape section, and here you can basically move the entire face features like you want. And on this portrait I don't see anything I want to change here, but I will just show you what you can do. And again, cool things, but don't go crazy here. And almost the final step is to clean some dust, because it's a film picture, it has some dust. And after that I use a dodge and burn tool in case if I want to clean up or make some final touches. And after all of that we went from the picture like this to this beautiful picture. And move into the next one. And since all of these pictures are film pictures, the first thing we need to do is to crop them and rotate them just a little, because I scanned them not perfectly. And here for this picture, since it's really sunny, I want to make the white balance just slightly more yellow. As for the next settings, I do it almost the same way for every picture I edit. I increase the contrast a little here in the essentials, then I lower the highlights as well as the whites, and raise a bit our shadows and blacks. I do this to retrieve as much details as I can before I start color grading. So I do my color correction in 2 steps. First one here in the hue shift. And here I just adjust some colors the way I want. Like if there is too strong red or orange, I will change it here. And here I do not only hue changes, but also luminosity and saturation. It may look like I am just randomly choosing the settings, but I do it like this just to better see the difference I make. And as soon as I finish this step, I come back to the curves to add the contrast and the global color correction. So first thing I do is I do a lot of contrast most of the time, by making this classic S curve. Either way, the next step is the color correction. And do not be afraid, because after you change something in the first curve, which is red normally, you can see some crazy colors. But as I said, do not be afraid, because the main thing
your color curve should be quite close to your general curve by its form. And once you tuned up all 3 colors, you can go back and forth changing them up to your mood. But since this is a film picture, we have quite decent colors, so I don't want to waste my time here any longer. Then comes very boring part, which is erase and dodge and burn. And these 2 steps are very important, but as I said, really boring. And in this part, I manually clean some dark and bright areas on the skin. And of course, you can also do this by blurring the skin texture, but it would be just awful. So this is still the best and so far the only way to do it if you want to have a really nice and natural skin. And here we get lucky because our model has almost perfect skin and we don't need to spend any more time. And normally I call it a cut or ready, because normally this is the last step. But in Aperty, we have this kind of preset top, which here is called LUTs. And at first, I thought they're gonna be not good and not worth our attention. But you know, I actually like some of them and gonna use them in this video. And to do so, you just need to choose the LUT and to choose its amount. And yes, vignette. You can call me old, you can call me however you want, but I like it and I use it almost all the time, so yes. I call this thing my personal chef's kiss, kinda. And just like that, we went from this picture to this picture using Aperty app. And let's edit one more picture to consolidate our knowledge. And the process is gonna be quite the same. Sometimes the difference is only in slightly colder white balance and curves. And this time the picture is even easier to edit because the skin is just perfect and there is no need to use the dodge and burn step at all. Just one thing makes me a bit mad about this picture is this yellow metro sign. Let's fix that by lowering the saturation on the yellow color. And the picture looks quite good already, but I cannot help myself and want to use another preset here. This time I will go for the Manhattan. Lower the opacity a little bit, and this is how we went from this picture to this beautiful result.
Alright, and that was it. I hope you guys found something interesting in this video, and if so, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe. Anyway, it's been a pleasure doing business with you, and see you soon. Bye.